Alright, here we have them both field stripped with the parts side by side. First I want to show you this has got a let me see if I can get a good angle on this. It's got a single hook trigger. This is a G2 Tapco trigger that they put in here, and it seemed to alleviate the problems that we had initially, that Budman had initially with this gun, and now the new owner's saying that he's having issues with it again, so I told him to send it back to Century Arms and have them fix it. But another thing is, here's the bolt for the AMD. Of course, it's got a shorter gas piston because it's a shorter stroke than the milled or the normal sized AKs. And if you notice right here, there's some serious grinding on this bolt, which now it will not allow this to keep the bolt hold open. And it's not chromed or anything, it's just hardened metal. A lot of grinding on this bolt too. Besides that, this little bit here, but there's there's just bad casting marks and whatnot in it. Here's the recoil spring. As you notice, it's two loop pieces of steel inside of the spring, and it's kind of flimsy and kind of moves a little bit around. Now this is the bolt for my milled receiver. A little dirty, but it's not deserving of a cleaning yet. You notice how everything's polished and smooth and nice, plus it's hard chromed. I believe it might be stainless, but I know it's at least hard chrome because it's just real smooth and very refined. And the matching numbers to the bolt here. Now, notice the recoil spring on the milled receiver. It is actually a hardened tube. This is a tube. Then there's a solid piece of stock that goes up to here to recoil into. It makes it a lot smoother of a recoil. As you can see, it's a lot more hefty and a lot better made. Now, of course, the caps are the caps. They're basically just stamped. If you notice inside of this one, you can see the rub marks in there where the bolt used to rub before they put the new bolt in it, and that's just real sloppy. Notice on mine, the milled receiver, the only mark is a little mark up there, and that's from the initial jolt of the bolt. But in the back, there's no marks whatsoever. It's not slopping around. Very well made. Both ends are real nice. And then in the milled receiver one, it actually has a double hook trigger set up in it. And all these, this extractor bar, and the guide rod for the bolt carrier is actually machined into the receiver. So there's no way that it's ever going to fail unless it's run over by a tank. And it also has a let me see if I can get a good light on it. Oh. It also has a chrome bore and chamber, which makes for a lot easier maintenance on the weapon, where this Century AMD does not have chrome bore or chamber. So there's a few things you got to look out for. The Yugoslavian makes great guns, and most of them are built on, even Century Arms, they use the TGI receivers, because right here, the Yugoslavian gas block and chamber, where you put the barrel through the gas block and they pin it on, right here, if you notice, that is really, really thin. That's real thin. On the Yugoslavian and the Polish ones, it's almost 3 times as thick there, and it actually has a bump out on this side too, for reinforcement on the actual weapon. Now it all depends on what you want to do with the gun, and I'll tell you right now, this gun is not a tactical gun. I don't know why the guy put all that on there. He thinks it's cool. It's tactical, but it's not tactical. That is a last resort weapon for a Hungarian tanker. If his tank's on fire and he needs to get out in battle, he grabs that, puts a mag in it, jumps out of the tank, and fights his way back to his lines or wherever he needs to go. This is a battle rifle. This is not a tactical rifle. This is not a sniper rifle. I wouldn't even waste my time putting a scope or anything on it. If you can't hit something with iron sights on one of these guns, you need to go back to shooting a 22, because there's no way you need aim points and you know, all that garbage on the top of your battle rifle. You know, it's a battle rifle. You need to go and just use your God-given talent in shooting. If you can't shoot with it, then you don't deserve it. So, everybody, I hope you get a little bit of insight about how to choose your next purchase of an AK family weapon. Because, like I said, I don't like seeing and hearing stories of people that bought a weapon and, you know, have problems. They got to send it back. They got to do this. They got to do that. So we'll put these together for you real quick. Come on, you little bugger. Here we go. This is truly my favorite weapon. And it was well worth the money and time to look for it and to buy this gun. It absolutely was. Clear? So I hope this gives you guys a little insight on what you're gonna do next time you go to buy AK. Remember, TGI stamps, Arsenal, Polish, and Vector makes some nice milled ones too. I'm not sure if they're using Eastern Bloc parts or not, but Vector makes a nice gun. Krebs makes a good gun. Century's hit or miss. Stay away from the Wasser 10s unless you do the diamond quarter test. The receiver's made out of a quarter thickness steel, and the bolt doesn't drag up and hang up, and there's no grind marks in the mag well. Well then, give it a whirl, because you can still get them for right around $450 to $500. But if you really want a tank, you need one of these. It'll never fail you, ever. I've had this gun since 2003. It has never jammed once, and I had it on film a lot. So, hope this helps you guys out, and peace.